on OLED. It is going to be LEV on attack. Sato saying recently they don't do a lot of standing around. It's very hard for them to even stand still. And Phoenix and Neon, everything's going to be behind that. Looks like they're going to move right towards B.
Already trying to look for some information for Envy and early dog. There's a fight right into Hookah.
Ooh, they dash in too. Kesnet and Rossi welcoming arms on that play. They already TP through, not realizing the Hookah was a little separated from the play due to utility. But Rossi doesn't back down. Okay, he'll give up a bit of space. Oh, Kesnet playing a little funky here for a moment, but they are still trying to back each other up and not give an inch to Envy.
Look dangerous because Poppin didn't have a second flash here. I thought they were going to try to swing through that wall, but they're just trying to win that timing back in their favor, which is nice here for Envy. Now it's guaranteed to know that Leviathan's going to hit towards this A side, and he still have a little bit of showers control, so this is going to be a nice little pincher towards the end in this post plant.
Low, just seeing one. Yeah, they're going to have to accelerate a little bit or turn around to fight, and they choose to fight. Rossi gets two more. Just heating up already. And that's going to bring the team around as well in the momentum. Waiting to see if there could be a TP. Already thought about by Rossi. He's waiting on B side.
The thing is, right, though, they have to cover every single one of these lanes. So King has an opportunity to play a lot of 1v1s here.
That's a great point. He sets himself up. He's no stranger to these situations either. He knows he has to seek one out. Creates that angle. He can get one on each side of U-Haul here and hope to only find that one fight. Looks like he might be forced into a few. The slide out comes in too quick, and Kesnet's going to be able to capitalize. They go for the defuse as well. Actually, they're throwing it down for orbital strike. No, okay, Rossi gets it. Just going half and half for Budsies. I think.
I mean, it is interesting to see where they want to focus on their defense, right? Because getting that pit up early would be super important for them, but I think another win con looks like, to me, they want to fight with a lot of aggression. I like the first fight, though, that we saw from Leviathan at that contact on Sands, because Neon actually dropped a nice smoke into the teleporter to disrupt the vision of Demon 1 actually going through the TP.
Rossi first round ghost, bro. Insane.
So they didn't have a chance really to set the best crossfires, so there was some great trades coming out from that side. What I'm liking, at least from the get-go, from the side of Envy, is that they're not giving up space, and they're okay of challenging that back, which was something that was missing against their game against Cloud9, giving too much space, rotating through spawn on the early info that you get from the Sky utility or just your Initiator utility. This on the flash doesn't get a contact towards Shorty yet, but at least they got a kill through the smoke.
Should just be able to walk this in for the plant. The post plant, a different story once they meet the guns of Envy here. Nice delay, more so damage. Oh, sliding in. Kesnet finding two. Beautifully done on a swivel there. It looks like he might even get a third, just playing with his food here. As he strafes back and forth on blows, a third kill. And these points are coming in quick. Like we said, the plant would probably come in a little bit of money, but Envy cleans that up.
Yeah. And Kesnet's still going to be able to play that Judge going to the next round, which is going to be very strong going to the bonus. If he dies, that's Overdrive going to round number 4. So again, all the chips are stacked correctly for Envy to have a great start on the defense. Kesnet already 5-0 going to the last 2 rounds, but I think really what cemented them for a nice little victory on that pistol round was especially Rossi pushing forward for those kills and those trades on the short side. So you're also seeing a little bit of a variance out of how Kesnet is moving around with his Neons, being selfless, finding space, not only just tackling down for kills. If he's guaranteed the shot with a buckshot close range, sure, he'll take it. But if not, he is trying to narrow that gap that he takes in the first place so the team could follow up with him for these trades.
You got to imagine he's got a lot of good duelists on the team to practice with. Demon 1 in there, Exter in there. Honestly, this team is just full of them. Oh, Kesnet always getting good competition, finding the best of himself from this squad. We see a first engage there, and just a heal up coming from that is, looks like level reset to rethink this one.
It's a nice little W as well, because that means you only have like, what, 10 HP left in your regrowth if you want to heal the rest of your team in the post plant. So Envy could actually bring a lot of damage going into the post plant.
Launching smoke.
Extra stall on showers, and it looks like everybody's moving into more of an anchor position now. Time's ticking a bit down. And again, Rossi feels comfortable sit solo on B. We saw this come out of the pistol round when they were just considering all of the options that LEV have.
Scout destroyed.
Lever, you're just waiting down to the wire here because they, one, can't find a kill and want the pressure of hoping to force this offsite.
And LEV looks like they're just going to play the wall contact back into the A site just to try to surprise some players.
30 seconds left.
Bit of a flash. Oh, Demon 1 caught out early, too. He hasn't been really able to fire off a shot. LEV sees him. They take him down. Spike covering a bit of elevation here, but the Phoenix Wall stops them. They dash through together. The teamwork is there from LEV. They light up that kill feed, and now they leave Poppin and Rossi. Oh, drawing a picture of his opponent there with the judge. Instead of taking him down, blows finalizes with the last two, and LEV will take the bonus away from Envy.
And they do have their protocols going in for Envy in that round, just trying to react correctly to what was happening in that map. When you cut noise here for Leviathan, you're still throwing out these smokes from Poppin just to try to get a contact. You get a bit of a ping, but you're also trying to move Kesnet as fast as you can into these right moments. But unfortunately, he still had to keep jump spawning into this B site, which allowed here Leviathan to go for such a big pop through their attacker side wall. We kind of like that too. That allows for a little bit of encumbrance to not allow Demon 1 to get too much value with the scopes if he's going to have to try to opt from Heaven or opt from APC. So it's a nice little wall that he utilized here for Leviathan in that previous round. And this time, though, nice little denial from Demon 1.
Yeah, on the board with LEV running a lot of their pistol round, what it looked like here with guns. Still a few trades, trying to stay alive. Kesnet gets pushed in, and LEV is just swarming the site. Water falling in before Envy can react. Poppin with just a few bullets left, and it is not enough to answer the call needed. LEV quickly put another one on the board.
Yeah, unfortunately, a ding through the wall that doesn't do too much damage there from Poppin on a 1v2. Almost isolated that first fight in the end, but man, was that quick for Leviathan. A little bit of a change of tempo on that side, too. And that's something that has evolved a little bit more for Leviathan once we started looking at this stage 1. Since Neon joined this team, and they had time to really practice going into stage 1 from their boot camp in Santiago. But Demon 1, like I said, did an excellent job denying that first pick. But then he gets hit by the vulnerable here of that snake bite, and there's just too many bodies running out so that the two players cannot help. Because they didn't have that stack. It's weak side now. Very weak side on B. But it's only a pistol that we have here for Envy. So save going to the next. You're trying to have a little bit of a win con with Demon 1 with this Headhunter here. But it'll just be Leviathan still taking their time after getting the player advantage because you still don't know where the stack could be coming from.
Yeah. A nice first kill by Sato. You actually saw Poppin hiding at the triangle of their back spawn. Moved over as soon as the kill came in. So already Envy was saying, okay, we have one that can lean, hopefully set up a trap if that's where they go. Everybody through B long, though, kind of avoids that hookah trap. A clear from the Trailblazer, and Lever in again.
Should be easy for them to take two.
Yeah.
Right now, they also have Orbital Strike for the post plant. They already have, if needed be, they'll run it back. You definitely want to save this going to the next round.
Oh, actually picks one up there, but they can't get any of the weapons just out of reach. The kills are finalized by Lev, and 3 fast rounds, really showing their aggression and just keeping a pace of their own.
The real test coming through here if Envy could actually stuff this big ult round that's available now for Leviathan on the attack. Remember Sato, when he's playing this Phoenix as his role is just to run it down. Or you're chasing kills, or you're dying, or you're picking up orbs. You're just trying to bring up that running back ASAP, because that's a free drone as well for the team. It's almost like a Yoru ult at home. Where you're still going to go in, try to get some info. You could still get some picks. But if you get picked off there, you could still survive, and that's it. Hookah control, but now leverage him to scout into the site. It's Rossi holding it solo.
They went through B long, now they crash and waterfall out of hookah again. Rinse and repeat for Lev here, and it just seems to work. They source every member of Envy that was in the B site and push them back to their own spawn.
I think you have no choice but to save at this point.
Yeah, that was... they're just forceful about this right now.
Because you definitely know as well, Sato, he's not going to be chasing for kills anymore. He just used his ult. So for him to fall back is super important, or stay with the team. Maybe he wants to start chasing to make it a little more expensive here for Envy once they realize here that Envy is on a save. So there you go, confirms it. They're pushing in towards that spawn. And yeah, they're not giving a chance here for Envy to save their weapons at all. I didn't really like the approach from it at the beginning though here, Riv. Because you already knew here, looking at the tab, you're looking at the scoreboard, you know that there's a running back available. You know they're going to be very explosive going to that one. And again, it's a one-up. It's a free life. You can't waste utility. You can't waste your life You need to find ways here to stack with your team or play the retake at that point, and you're playing another 2 versus X players running in from the side of Leviathan. Envy cannot hold that so far.
Yeah, I think the state of the game got away from them a moment, and they realized, oh, there was a lot to layer there. I think they recognized 2 rounds in a row now that the snake bite, that the strafe jump that Lev's hitting out of hookah is not giving it as much value as it would they would hope.
Yeah, looks like we still want to keep our timeouts now for Envy. Not really, doesn't really seem like they're really scrambling for a solution yet. But I think they're realizing this fast tempo from Leviathan is starting to happen quite often. If you're giving up that space towards hookah, you got to expect these type of explosions here towards this B site.
Demon 1 Guardian round. They're trying to put a lot on this one. Oh, he gets spun on. Neon was expecting it. Overdrive is going to drop Rossi where he stands. And again, 2 are instantly dropped in B site, leaving the rest of Envy to scramble.
Yeah. Eco round though, at least. The rest are going to go chase for some kills. Blow's ready for the Seekers for the next round, and they're just going to try to hunt down Kesnet, who doesn't really want to give an orb away here to Sato. So he's trying to find where Blows is at. Blows already has his ult, so it doesn't really matter. Now he can even save a weapon on top of that. It's actually not too bad.
I'm going to say Kesnet's the only one on his team without an ult as well.
Yeah.
He gets that, and they actually could get a few rounds back-to-back here if they sync those together.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need it.
Nice movement.
Right now, at least, Leviathan are doing also the excellent job of maintaining and managing the economy of Demon 1. Maybe into the next round, what would happen here is Poppin could buy the op here for Demon 1, and Demon 1 just drops a different weapon. Actually, he has his own Toll de False in the next one anyways.
Right.
So now you could cycle potentially 2 ops going into the next few rounds, but of course you're not trying to lose the upcoming ones here on Envy on the defense, but...
Does that become a shower up now? It's Ben B long, and Sato sat it down a few times. Here they find Demon 1 trying to play tricky again. They got to switch something up.
Look at Neon with that flick, by the way.
That's what he's spun.
The plays that he makes on just flicking shots is just insane. He did so many of them as a chamber against G2 last week, too. And, man, the potential and the firepower that this roster currently has, even though being very, very new.
Santiago now to build before this and figure out what that 50-50 split no longer having to be played between the team looks like with just 1 player now in that spot.
So I want to get to the conversation we were mentioning before, the win con here of the op. Where do you want to use it towards showers? I was going to say no because there wasn't too much conditioning from Leviathan at that side except for that flash. Usually it's a start out towards this B, so you see now Demon 1 starting over on the B side, and Lev reads it correctly by flashing through and getting the first 2 picks.
People just getting washed over there in shower. Lev cleans up 3, and this is fish in a barrel. Okay, the fish is angry. Poppin gets a few there as he just holds down Mouse 1. King is still able to come away, smiles across the faces of Lev. King's serious, obviously. But yeah, they shut down a timeout right out the gate. Going to the next one, feeling good.
It's tough as well, because when you're looking at it, you had great positioning for Showers control and already a 3-player stack over on the TP side of B. So they had whatever was needed to try to go for a flash pick into that spot, but because we smoked out the entrance of Showers, there's no real way of doing the real crunch by sky flashing through and then fully popping across. So that kind of just fails in that plan. And now Envy has a second chance, though, with the op, as I mentioned before, this time Toll de Force for Demon 1. And Leviathan, as they conditioned so many B-side holds, now they're showing that they're able to take full control of Showers too, and they want to start that way as well and force these rotates.
Push up already. I'm sure Demon 1 has a little bit of audio here. There it is. Oh, the protection, though. Actually, you would call it shadowing his teammate, jumping back, but Spike takes full advantage of the situation, takes both down, and they clean that up.
It went from shadowing to body blocking, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Poppin gets 2 again? Deja vu?
Wait. Very winnable, though.
Yeah, very winnable. Not gonna. Yeah, Blow's not gonna be able to get in just yet.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, Poppin gives a shoulder, gives the fix away. And Blows just hits the shot as Rossi goes for the short swing. 7-2. They seem like they could do no wrong in these last rounds.
This is insane, too. And also, when you're looking at this roster for Leviathan, you're always thinking of all the other ones. You never really see a chance for Blows to activate, right? He's always flashing for his team, being the utility, but this time, in the clutch, He's able to win a beautiful 1 versus 2.
Enemy remaining.
Look at pick these fights.
Oh no. Sato didn't even realize what he just saw for a second and then lost it. That's what's happening right now. They go for another fast play. Exer's able to drop Spike because there's no real follow-up on this one. That was just going to be a solo check play, but it's all for the distraction in sight. Sato's still moving. Run it back's about to fizzle out. The team's already gained the space. King finds Kesnet.
On the money.
Oh my gosh, they've caused so much chaos, fans. It's like, where do you stand? Where do you look now? What's the timing of the movement of Lev on these plays?
At least they're solo right now. They're kind of isolated for Leviathan. Envy has a chance to really close this gap, but now you're starting to see a little bit of alert from King over on that B side. They could actually go for a late TP here if they want to try to waste more util with another tap spike.
Just imagine this Odin for Poppin is like all these smokes and everything are down. He's just doing a Rambo yell every time he's holding it down. It's like results will follow. They do get one though. It's paid off. 5 kills in the last 3 rounds with that thing.
Thing is, right now they're just going around the world.
Yep.
They broke the trip. They forced a TP. It forces to rotate from Envy all the way out towards that spawn. Yes, it's cool. It still allows for you to get the plant into the A site, but I love that Envy. They stay as a 3-pack mentality just to make sure that they can flood retake as a team. And the more time that you waste, potentially a flash from Poppin should be available for that flood retake in the end. See if they can get it done.
Plant down. Not deterred just yet by the orb. And they are going to split here for a moment. They have a bit of a crossfire on each other. Short flash doesn't see one.
Nope. An opportunity for blows now for sure because of that.
Slow push. Blows 1, blows 2 again. A repeat. Like I said, they can do no wrong. 29 HP. Going against an Odin and a rifle. Now the crossfire is going to be here as they just make noise to try and play with him. King's able to crown himself on that one. And Lev pick up another round after, like you said, going around the world.
Yeah. One thing that I found that C9 was struggling, Envy was struggling a lot versus C9 on split, was the lack of utility to stall this first wave aggression of Neon. Because the best thing you had was maybe like snake bites, you had nothing to really slow down. And even if you're trying to fight toe-to-toe, the Neon's just sliding across the place all the time too, and it's just kind of breaking across their placement. At least they had a second player to try to trade off this time around too. But the more that they're trying to do these and try to stop the Neon at that first step without too much util or crossfire setups, you're always seeing the results. They're losing 1 and 2 in the process every single time, and it makes the retakes and the holds so much more difficult. I almost feel you got to start giving them more space for Leviathan. Make them think that they've garnished some free space and then trap them towards those back lines.
Yeah, the way that they're picking apart Envy, that space taken already, they're so deep.
Another 2 down.
Yeah, already on the back side of site. It doesn't matter which site they're going to.
And they play passive, but you see where the issue is. Isolated. Not really there for trades. No util to stall. They're trying to put Demon 1 at the front. Even if he gets a pick and he TP's back, he's traded out there from where he's at from the showers. So they need to change things around for sure. And hopefully, if it's not now on their attack side.
And they've just got the protocol of everything figured out. Oh.
Hold on.
Reacting very nice to that separated double peek off of the flash from Sato. Really clean to understand what was going on. This is the kind of performance they need to see here at the end of this first half. But Lev still has the answers and the shots. Blows alive, the safest pair of hands in this game, apparently. Holy moly.
It's amazing. It's amazing so far. Now the one that I haven't had a chance to talk about too much was in this roster so far is just King. Because he's just sitting back calling all the shots, and then the young guns
They're
are
making
fragging.
the shots.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, King recently been saying, the owner coming back in, really helping to refine the confidence in his IGLing and just kind of the direction to take it, since it wasn't the really passive Lev that we kind of expected coming in due to just previous years of their coaching strategy. It's a very different, aggressive, and always hungry Leviathan.
When you think about it in the last round of the half, yeah, I mean, the slide up, you're trying to stall early, but you're solo.
And they already got the retreat with the molly behind him. Kesnet tries to do it, takes damage from that too. Holy moly. Lev's protocols right now are on point. They take the site, and Envy realizes, like, we don't want to lose any more as per usual. They keep a few more alive this time, but they're going to have to come back into the pit.
The pit, I think, is going to give a gap, though. You can actually flood towards the back.
Flash. Ooh, not killed, though. Traded on both sides. That's an equal one, but Neon starts to separate the trades 1 for 1, but it blows again! Again!
A 10-2 half. Blows being the closer of most of these rounds for Leviathan. Insane what this kid could do right now. But it also shows how insane it is for Envy's side that it almost feels like, not necessarily that they've given up, but they feel like they always have to go for a hero play. Yeah, you're able to do some damage. Yeah, you're able to stall, but you just died.
That's crazy stuff. A runaway first half from Lev. We'll see if Envy can catch them in the second half.
We got this old mattress,
Waterbed,
and the receipt.
how about you?
Awesome. But as soon as the money started flowing here for Leviathan, you just always had Spike Zine disrespecting any type of defensive utility for the side of Envy. So hopefully Envy this time around could do similar pastures against Leviathan, as Kesnet is going to be at the point already leading the pack into the U-Haul control.
The Lev squad, oh, they're just on the other side of the wall. This is about to be the clash. One dog goes in. No, who's going to enter first? They realize it is a party in there, and it's going to be Extra that comes out first, and here we go. A fight at the doorstep. Poppin and Extra are able to come up with 3 quick. And it fizzles, realizing how many were there. Neon is going to have to limp out of this one, but he's only getting so far. The tourniquet's on, and they get him down. Poppin with that kill. King himself as a ghost. Hit Demon 1 in the face, but he gets dropped. They don't even give him a chance. And Envy gets a very much needed round, or this could have been a quick second half.
Such an interesting look for Envy as well. Another well-prepared pistol round, I got to say here, for Envy, as they're winning both for this map. And it's just a pack mentality to fight towards that spawn, not using any utility, just trying to catch their opponents off guard, rotating back from pipes here in spawn.
Baby, let's go. Let's go.
And that's what he needed potentially here. Remember, it was 10 rounds lost in a row in the first half once Leviathan started getting their money.
Okay, so I knew he was clutching rounds last half, but looking down, 21 and 5, really? Blows?
2Ks, 2Ks, one-on-ones.
Oh, Poppin's 2Ks through smokes. The Guardian now is the Odin last half. Sato tries to teleport, but there is going to be the Law there holding down the passage. It's a rethink now for Envy. They've dropped a lot of numbers, and they just don't want to lose anymore to something funky. So they get together and make sure they can trade this one safe right into the plan.
And they don't want to lose. Look at that. All grouping up so they can heal everybody to top.
Exactly.
And then just moving as a group. I guess silver lining right there for Leviathan in this eco was by having that push down towards that B side, hearing that he was Poppin getting these kills, and then he also had Sato TP across, and it actually spotted 2 players from Envy on that side as well. So they're going to try to play a little bit more of the extremity controls here going to their rifle rounds, and that will be a great opportunity for somebody like Spike to open things up for them.
Huge. With those 2 kills, the plant, Seekers are up early, a way to really shut down Lev. If they get through a timeout or a gun round, you know they're going to go for the throat. So that's nice for Envy to have early.
Agreed. 'Cause, yeah, you're right. Seekers and the buy is actually very good going to the next round. You have Kesnet and Poppin that could actually do some good damage long range. But I think at this point, if you want to be quite explosive around the Seekers against the rifle round of Leviathan that they'll carry over here, I think it should be important to put Kesnet on something like the Bulldog that's from Ross here for Extra.
Enemy remaining.
And not giving them a chance to even die to Spike. This is very good here for Envy to making sure they're dotting all their eyes.
It seems these strangers want me
getting all this orb control for the further rounds.
Ooh. Oh, the wall lineup.
At least got the orb. So that's an orb and a death. So that's getting closer to the run it back as well for Sato. He's currently 2 pips away from his. So Kesnet's going to keep this Guardian, but they are leaning for some heavy control here towards short A side. Maybe not using the Seekers just to have the dog going a little bit more quickly.
Good turbo Neon.
Yep.
Oh. Neon go burr. And everybody backs off, but this is all to get the hookah space seen by King. He's going to relay that and call the team back over to see if they can hold off. We might be able to fizzle out the Seekers here, but they're getting pushed. Oh no, they're not getting pushed. Wait a minute. They don't even get into the site yet. Blows is still there to lock it down. They finally get a little help from Long, but Spike's there to retaliate with 2.
It almost feels that's what Envy was trying to do in the previous round. And one key difference is that, one, they had the 3rd player, which is great, but what I wanted to focus on was the util. A simple molly on the ground, and the flashes coming out from blows from the elbow, from Octagon. Look how everybody's blind trying to jump through. That's why people are just dying, just melting here coming across. There you go. That was a huge flash coming in from Long B side, right over there from blows.
Yeah. Man.
What a way to anchor it here for the side of Leviathan.
The same as last time. They take away what would be the bonus, and they might take away the rest of the rounds that they need. Already trying to focus out of hookah. They switch that power to Long just to get the advantage in one position.
At the end of the day, though, if I could start sprinkling in some cope, it was fairly one-sided as well for Envy against C9 on that first map, right? It was very dominant on one half. But once you started seeing that 2nd and 3rd map, what happened? What was different there for Envy was that they came out with a new composition, and it almost looked like that week of practice that they had was to just focus on that single composition for the 2 maps that worked out in their favor. Fracture is coming up next. I'm assuming it's something similar like that they want to cook up here.
Oh my gosh. What did they eat this morning? Spike does it again. He ended the round like that. Gets a few in the middle of the round. Doesn't matter. No pressure felt here from Leviathan as they just bring the sauce on bind to Envy. Just a few more to take as they find Kesnet and Rossi here. And they're already moving up to look for it. Leaving 1 on A. They'll rotate King over just to make sure they can lock this down. Oh, he's just waiting.
Spike down B.
Flash for me? Sure. Wait, yep. And eat the flash.
Just look at him laugh at the bottom, too. I thought it was just a selfless thing. I thought he was going to want to be the one that's just spraying while he's fully blind so that Blows could actually get the pick and get closer to his ult. Or leave it to Spike even. Oh my god. But yeah, this Blows is having an excellent game. What more can you add about this kid for today's matchup so far?
Yeah.
They definitely came in, I wouldn't necessarily say prepared against Envy so far, because it's pretty simple, if I could put it that way, for lack of a better word, of how Leviathan's opening on these maps. Everything that they're doing in terms of just getting value on the aggression of Spike is working to perfection, and when you need somebody to anchor up like Blows, he's going to win it for the team. And there, speaking of the devil. Speak of the devil.
Oh, what the hell? Oh my gosh. He doesn't even reload. He's like, let me get the rest of them with this 9. He knows. Spike's still down there, afraid to grab it even through the wall being up right now, and they're getting pushed from behind, already pinched in by Sato's run it back, which is followed up by Spike.
Yeah, you need the other devil to step up now. It's Demon 1 on a 2 versus 4. Trying to work together here towards this B site, but again, just too many crossfire setups so far.
Oh, cook 'em. Puts him in the barbecue for just a moment. Demon 1 and Rossi can't really help each other on that angle. Okay, Demon 1's ready for the teleport, though. His Blows try to get a little backstab through the TP, and now they're going to reset to say, okay, we calm it down. We had our fun.
Especially when Neon can connect onto the shots, too, so they just want to play player advantage, which is fine. Right now, if Envy want to start moving towards this B side, they're going to have to knife out quite early, but you still have to gun out to try to cross over towards the A short, where it's currently being jump spotted by Neon. Yeah, no choice to hit towards A now. A Hail Mary now for Envy.
Saw it. Just the hair on the head of Rossi. They go for the elevated. And it's not going to be enough. Spike gets the final 1. Almost a clean sweep of that first half, but definitely in control the whole time for Leviathan as they come out 13-4.
On the attack side here for Leviathan.
I'm excited to see Fracture. Lev, I mean, owner even said before, they brought out the split to kind of trick G2. I think pulling out the Fracture, you got to see something from both teams, but still, it's an unknown, and I feel like Lev loves that here. Ooh, they don't love the start from Demon 1, and it's traded back from Spike. A quick shorty slide up. It looks like they have full access now to the A site.
Already a flank from the top side, though, and Neon's trying to fight it.
Kesnet there. They're coming around from A lobby as well. They could time this. They have him just kind of stuck at Sands for the moment. Sato's able to drop Rossi here, and it is going to be a war just to get back in. Poppin makes it a little bit easier, though, as the smoke's clear. They don't know the angles that are open anymore. And we see Spike, Shorty. He can split this up. It's not, oh, there's one. He's got to get that reload on. One shot left. That's all that's required here. Wait. Gets him off. Knows he has to hit again.
He's gonna win.
And he's gonna win it. Oh my God! 6 HP, Spike goes around, and they still are giving Envy a hard time as we start map 2.
He doesn't need any bullets to win. Just jump around here, ring around the rosy through the pillar, and just win that through time. It only makes sense there too, because you're playing the Neon. That's so nice there for our Spike.
Oh my gosh.
Also, the opening that we had, yes, it was nice by Demon 1. The only caveat was that he picked off the 5th player. Everybody else was already tucked on that wall on Dish, so it was easy to surprise Demon 1 and already allow Leviathan to get onto sites before the rotates happened. I think Sato's going to run out of air by the end of this game by all the cackle he's doing.
Dude, his cheeks have to hurt at this point. They're pushing up. These are where we see the breach come into play, but Lev's still able to attack back. They're going to give more to the fight, though, as all of Envy are going to bring to this battle. It's not ending.
Nice.
It's continuing, and that's the last one. Lev stands tall to get quite a few alt points in spawn as Envy wants to end that one quick, but do as much damage as possible.
And they did. You got to give them that, at least.
Yeah.
Tip your hat for what Envy just did. You just saw the Neon run around too, just to bait out the utility in the first place. Everybody just stayed back towards that spawn. But it's so hard for you to watch the angle with everything that's sticking out here from that wall just by the tree that they couldn't really get the cleanest of shots for the other players of Leviathan. So it's still allowed here Envy to do some great damage with a whole pistol round. Bonus round still pretty decent though. You still have a Vandal that you're carrying over from Sato.
Blinded.
Splitting on a right side of that map for the crunch.
Big Keswick feel uncomfortable. They're already into A.
Slowing them down.
So fast from Sand. The whole fight was in lobby, and now they're actually bringing the fight to Envy outside the site.
That's insane.
This is kind of crazy. Extra's able to do a bit of magic. He's got to pull more out of his hat if he wants to get through Lev on this second round. Vandal from Demon 1 could do a few more, but they're just waiting for him to make the first move here. And Lev's so sure about these situations. And I think they're just absolutely rocking Envy on timing a lot of the times. The distance they're getting in the site at weird times is just throwing Envy off.
I mean, you already see it from the south side too. It was all trying to sell a big and keep them isolated towards that south side. You had breach stuns, you had a drone coming out too, and it just allowed the double dash to come in from behind and get the backstab. Sato didn't even need to recall in the end. And that's a bonus round converted that, again, remember what we said that they
get a few of those alt points here to set that up.
Yeah, and as you talk about firepower from the side of Leviathan, but if you actually go down that list from left bottom to top or top to bottom on the left side, there's still plenty of firepower as well from the side of Envy.
Yeah.
Now it's just trying to figure out how do you stop the util around that's being utilized by Leviathan in the first place. Sometimes it's walk contact once again that surprises you, or sometimes it's just the explosion of all the util. So it shows to me right now that Envy, they still have a hard time finding some active information, and it's probably solely because of this composition as well. So if it's not on face checking from util, it's maybe a Sky Flash, a dog, or something, but you don't have real physical information unless you show your body, and hopefully you don't lose your body and your life in that process.
Look at all the pressure Spike's putting on himself. Solo take on the site with util help, but nobody's coming in. They're just allowing Spike to wreak havoc. That's incredible.
Yeah, because Sato is already lurking towards the A side too, so very similar to what happened on the other anti-eco. You just have Spike running up, beating util, and it works out. Look at the trap play Envy was trying to do there as soon as you had the Neon walk in. Now you cut rotates on top of that, and you're in a great spot to just close out this map.
And the timings. Where are they? How far up are they? Well, they're a lot further than you think. Lev again take down Envy. Just inside their mind for this first half of Fracture. But this is crazy from Spike. Just walking up left side wall. Always forcing just what would be one fight, really.
Yeah.
Like those angles are perfect for a Neon. And yeah,
One left standing.
just aware right now.
Yeah, Kizzy was trying to slide out too to try to surprise some players, but sees nobody but that one sole player of Spike inside B that gets 2 kills on top of that for the side of Leviathan. Remember, this is a saving grace now. Weapons are back after the timeout for Envy. Can they convert it now? And they also have ults to work with. And this is what I'm talking about. Bring in the aggression. You confirm now nobody on the north side. Play the retake now on B.
One dashes tower, the other dashes to the right. Canteen's clear, so Waylay is out. And they have knowledge that they have quite a bit of room to play with now as the smokes go down a little later and buy even more time. They're ready for the attack, fans. Lev starts to light up that kill feed, but not before Envy can get a few of their own. Poppin and Next are still alive with Vandals as they try to approach the site. They're being found, and this is big. Poppin needs to be able to collect around for the squad, and he is. Wow. That was, they kind of just swing each other at the last moment there, but yeah, Poppin ready for that in the final moments, and Envy need this big.
Like I said, once it gets scrappy and it has to come down to just a team deathmatch where there's no more utility left,
it is.
You definitely do have players that can shoot back. Look at Exer picking up another 3K, but that's a big one-on-one. This probably should have been a round that should have been won by Envy, so it's good that some players could step up to the plate and salvage that round here for Envy. But what I'm hoping to see a little bit more as well from Envy, potentially here, is to start adding a little bit of that pressure on the extremity. Because Leviathan, they're basically just 5-manning every single thing because of this double duelist, double initiator, and no Senti. So this is a great opportunity now for players to keep pushing forward and going for flanks.
These calls from King are just so good against what Envy wants to do right now. They still have all the power to retake, though. And that breach makes it very effective, so let's see what Envy can do to get this site back after Seeker's ult. They won't be really fizzling out here. They'll prevent the site take, so nicely stalled.
I don't think King shot any of the Seekers, too. I think they just dissipated. So he could stay inserted here right now and actually catch Extra off guard. That might pull the rotate back because there's still another minute left on the clock to work with. They already knew here from the side of Leviathan that Envy were kind of just thunderfooting back towards that spawn.
Yep.
And look, that moment of uncertainty for Envy. They're going back and forth towards that spawn. Somebody has to peek out for some information. Now everybody's just getting killed.
And another quick peek there. Poppin does keep his life, though. Sato's going to take it. There's more than you think. Again, Rossi feels like he gets somebody's back, but Sato's still looking. And they're going to be able to find one more as Sato just keeps hunting a 4th one on the round.
And look at those X's. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Your rotates, yes, are quick by going from B to the A site through spawn. But what happens when you're trying to retake the site? You're going through the main chokes of 2 angles being easily watched by Leviathan in potential post-plant scenarios, but also if they stall right now for Leviathan like they have been in the mid-round, you don't know where they're going to be going to. So you're getting caught off all these rotates, and Stunner feels that frustration.
You can only do so much. Already a timeout snuffed by Lev just as fast as they were on the first map of Bind. And Fracture here does not seem to slow Lev down, and neither does Envy as they get back to another low buy, and they'll move around as a death ball here to try and predict the right site, and Lev will once again predict the opposite.
A reminder too here for Leviathan, despite us finishing a 2-0 or 2-1, victory is guaranteed a spot to the playoffs. But
yeah,
for Leviathan also, not only that, you want to guarantee probably just dominating 2-0s if you can, because if it has to come down to tiebreaker scenarios, you have a better chance for that first seed.
You show less, get your wins. Some spawn hits here from Neon, a 4th one on the docket. Oh, he's gonna go down. Special delivery from Spike up close on Rossi there, and they collect another round.
And that was just Neon just mowing players down by holding mouse 1 with the Phantom 2. But they had to try. It was so quiet pretty much for Leviathan. Remember, they cut noise. You're not able to find early information because you're just pushing kind of slowly as a team through that spawn. And you try to gamble the stack, try to gamble that push. Only got 1 in the process, maybe 2 if I'm not mistaken. But now Orb Strike ready. Is this a fast Sands Crunch?
Oh. They're going to fight. They're trying to push whoever was in tower back. They find nothing for now, but here goes the execute. Watch the protocol as they try to Rolling Thunder back. Envy wants to fight this. Everyone is there to throw a punch. And it's going to be effective so far, and they get on top of this really fast. Blows the last one alive. Demon 1 comes online for this round, and Envy punch back fast at the beginning there.
Yeah, that was so many players blinded in sands for such a long time, too. But that rolling thunder to reply back here from Rossi was huge. Launches players in the air, cuts that push. There's no support from that back where the idea still remained the same. Even though they added the orbital strike on top of it for the attack side, it was just Spike trying to go in and bait that util, but as he was fully flashed, he can get out to safety, so Leviathan felt like they had to swing out and try to help out so they could keep their teammate alive. Fortunate for them, but gratefulness for Envy, able to convert there that round to add 2 to the board. Aggressive push here. No op. Actually, the op money is in the hands of Kesnet.
Still going for a little bit of a peek there as well. The risky business is the popping in the neon trade back and forth. A little bit of a lobby. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that
they're fighting on so many fronts here. Rossi's, oh, they're A main again. They've backed off a bit. No, somebody is still there. Just really throwing Envy for a loop.
The difficult thing, though, is that Demon 1 already peeked down on that line, and he got owned. He calls the info. There's probably 3 players there already, right? So why would you want to try to repush that if you stall towards the A side? So,
but you feel like you're falling behind so much, so you might need to push that play, right?
Bring a teammate with you at this point, to be honest with you.
There's got to be a better answer.
You already have Kesnet that's, like I said, already opping in this round, and he's also opping from a distance on the top of Jenny to look down that line. So why do you want to push down there? Yeah, a little bit of a miscomm coming through, but again, it almost feels like blind all over where players feel like they have to make a play, and thankfully, Kesnet just made a play right there.
On the hard line.
30 seconds.
Still got another one for them to cross into sight. They've got LEV mixed up for the first time here as Armageddon comes flying through. Wait a minute. Blows finds one. They're going to try to get this swing together, knowing it's heaven. Push X are off. All right. Oh, trying to squeeze in. Knows how his own molly works.
Spike planted.
Yeah, unfortunate. Spike still gets planted.
Oh, the Vandal spray does him dirty, and King comes up big with the kill to solidify the round, and LEV get another one.
It was a nice attempt, too, by Extra on that 1 versus 2. I think it was a little bit preemptive, though, on the orbital strike. But I think it's the sole reason of he just got hit by the special delivery, right? He's fully stunned. He's trying to fall back. He's thinking they're chasing after him, so he could hold that line and hopefully win it through time with isolated duels. But fortunate, you just saw what happened. There's still a gap of space for you to just freely plant. And as you block your own vision and your own path of way to move back into the B site here with your own orbital strike, very hard for you to try to win. So as it looked very scrappy and very doable for Envy on that previous round, they're already back on another eco here, and Leviathan are just, back in the comfortable lead in his driver's seat.
The win-loss money reset is painful for Envy to come back here. They are going to retake this space, but they decide to slow it down. Neon just traverses the map to get back to his team for now. Again, they're really going to go to the opposite site again. LEV is just free sites all map long. Spike's going to be able to tell him that soon, too.
Yeah. But it's him, first one, able to just dash away freely, calls for the help, and now everybody just thinks the fight.
Oh my gosh.
Too easy.
And now they don't even know if they want it. They said, all right, there's a push there. We either go in as a team or we wait it out.
I'm almost seeing what's really happening for Leviathan on every one of these opens. It's always most of it on one side of the map, right? So if it's north side, then it's 4-1 on that side. If it's east side, then it's 4-1 across the board. But there's never really somebody in the other opposite quadrant. Just because when Leviathan starts to go for the explosion and the one that's actually running util, for example, smokes or something like that for Neon, he's going to be the one watching that flank too and just cut those rotates.
Nice flash, yeah. Really quick, but there's so many people, too many eyes, somebody playing anti-flash. Again, the answer for everything. And that was going to be tough anyways, but...
Not the best weapons.
LEV do it clean, yeah, exactly. Like LEV always having a bit of an advantage, and they know in the situation. This was crazy. They went so slow that they were able to react to this as well, so it played right into their hand again.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Jeez. Oh my.
Usually he does that face when they're winning crazy rounds, but that... So there you go. See, all five of them kind of just group together. Once they start using util, the smokes are coming down. Neon should be watching that flank. And now we see the crunch coming through here, finally.
TP out. This is the response we've been looking for. They had it at Sands over at A. Now another round as we get into 11. It looks like Envy comes to life one more time. And they need it for the rest of the map. Oh, Sato doesn't have the timing on who's behind him. And no play to be made there. Envy pick up another one. They know it's in them. They just got to keep getting that each round.
Small steps too, right? One extra round that they've gotten in and a half. On Bind, it was pistol, anti-eco, and that was it for both halves of Bind to lose their 13-4. This time they actually get the third round by having that crunch. Having some aggression coming out this time around too. A double flank on top of that with the stall that they garnished towards the arcade. So that was kind of nice. Will it repeat itself so far here as they have that 4-1 setup to try to fight the south side push?
Oof. That Waylay ult just primed if they hear anything come from Satellite. As they're actually pushing up. Nice info for Envy. If you're focusing on their side, this should be great movement for what they're able to do on defense.
Demon 1 could just eat all the util right now because of the evolution. I thought maybe he'd play more on Heaven as well just to close that gap, but he's just looking to fight here.
Evolution's up. You can see it there at the bottom. Goes down, though. They get onto him too fast. Can't live through that. And here goes Spike to create even more disruption. Back and forth. The Waylay ultimate, you hear it goes off as well, and they absolutely smother Envy with utility. There's just no chance. Sato picks up the 4K, and even he can't believe it.
Yeah. I think you're also realizing, too, that TP for that Vito a lot slower than a Chamber, a lot slower than a Yoru. He's, like, still
having to turn around.
75% trying to, like, pop it up until it gets broken by that shorty. Another dominating half we have so far by Leviathan.
Very nicely done. Envy has to press back when we get back from this break.
Doing right. Was fairly passive for most of these setups for the side of Envy. I think the only time where we saw a little bit of oomph at the beginning of these rounds were when they're on ecos and staying as a death ball. It wasn't until like round number 11, I think, or something like that we finally saw that flank. But we'll hold that thought. Envy already trying to set the tempo on their attack side as they're getting slowed by a fault line and everything else.
I already like the strat. Gotta go fast, but you gotta have aim too when you go fast. And Lev's able to just kind of stand still and lock down a few of these shots. Kesnet trying to be all over, omnipresent on this round. But it looks like Lev is just able to corner each member and knock them down here for another pistol round.
It's like when you're trying to run too fast in a cartoon, but there's oil on the ground, so you're just like skidding and you can't stop, and you just run into a wall.
Yeah,
and that wall was all that util from the breach and the neon to counteract here from King and from Spike. Just look at that. And there's just too many bodies in the first place. He was already running inside the spawn to try to fault line in whatever quadrant he needed to.
In these replays, you can see a minute 30 on the clock, 10 seconds into the round. Lev was there, ready for an A play, ready for the counter. Again, just reading Envy.
Launching smoke.
Yeah, at this point, it should get sponsored by the Reading Rainbow.
Oh my God, no. Good Newcaster. Oh my God, Spike!
Down A.
Just using the medium to long range stinger upgrade, I guess. Oh, Sato, what is that, bro?
If anything, Envy is hoping for a new map, but they really got to start stepping up to the plate here. A flawless is going to be devastating, though, for Envy. Can't get any plants in the last two, and that's the economy staying quite low. We'll have to try to see the best things that we can buy here. I almost feel like if you are now afraid of playing against an outlaw, for example, in this round, you're going to have to force full shields. And if you're going to force full shields, you won't have the best of utility. Yes, I stole his ace.
That's vile from Sato. Oh my God.
And look at what I'm talking about here. The util, you don't have any walls right now for Kesnet, which is actually quite crazy. That they're going to go to try to play that strat, to try to move in as a team. Well, actually, you don't need to. You already died.
They are enjoying themselves thoroughly right now. Just kind of making these plays. Spike in and out for one. Says, no, there's nothing more to be had here. Where can we go now as the team and just kind of jump around even more? They clear long here with the drone, give that position over to Spike, and they just set defense back up here. And really, no ground has been gained by Envy.
Yeah, now it's just the highest priority to try to keep Extra alive as well, because you only have 2 smokes left, and that's all you have to go for the exec. You would have loved to keep a wall or have a wall east in that round. Like I said, Keza didn't buy one. So you could actually split the site and have teammates follow up with you. Now they also lose the tip of the spear. So what could Rossi really support here as this breach? Nothing. So they have to walk contact. They're getting spotted. You could catch some players off guard, and they might get toppled down fairly quickly now.
Really clean by blows there, not giving up too much. Saying like, oh, there's 3 there. I don't need to re-peek. Backs up. Envy still trying to reach and grab for the straws. Which member can they get first? And they're going to go for blows. He can't get out of this one now, right? He can't get out of this one now! Blows stays alive as spikes and comes over. Helps from over the shoulder. Pie to the face on Envy. And LEV get to match point.
Pie also for Rossi. 3-14, unfortunately.
No. Yep, it is. That's freshly baked.
Oh, man, but yeah, you're right. The fact that he's still able to survive that while he's fully stunned.
Oh, my God. Damn. Just Goomba stomped him.
Oh, man. It's hard to make something out of this, too, and be hopeful for Envy in this series, but it has definitely been one-sided throughout this whole game. Now it's glass cannon rifles, whatever they could do here.
Waiting. It's the first time they really don't have to meet LEV at the front door. And there aren't too many ults to come back in except for Spike. That's the one to disrupt. That's the one to go crazy. He gets taken down by Exter. So they miss one of those avenues back in as Kesnet also whittles away at the chances for LEV to take the match on this round.
Launching smoke.
Very nicely by Envy playing this defense calm. There it is. Okay. Really behind each other on the trades there, getting themselves out of the open immediately after the plant. And we see them stretch this one another round.
For a small little fault that we see here on a dent in the defense for the side of Leviathan. They tried to turn it all up a little bit more so they could actually flood with the flankers at the bottom, but when you're given too much space here for Envy to set up within the 8 site, they can just fault line from whatever position that they see and hear here from Exter. So fault line came out from Rossi, able to add some assists to the column here to allow Exter to get these picks, and also, as we call him out, getting a 2K within that previous round to shy away from that 3-14. And not shying away, though, is Leviathan. Northside Crunch.
Yeah.
Bonus round that they did a little bit of damage into Envy, but not only do they have a rifle round, they have an overdrive available for Spike.
All right. Full play towards A.
Go, go, go.
Have their flank watch, so this is all eyes ahead here on what this hit's going to be. And it's Envy's turn to choose the correct site. They'll get another free one. This really solidified them last round and being able to set up that garrison for post-plant, and they'll have quite a bit of time. If they get that spike in, they're going to trade it off first.
Alarm is being sounded as the chokehold just got picked from the back, so we're really thundering it, but there's nobody to support and fight that because they want to play it towards the spawn.
This seems a little reactive at the moment. I'm sure Lev's happy to see that, so they can crash back in here, preparing for the take. And a peek from Exter to actually start it off for them. Sato grabs another one, and another peek towards spawn for Rossi as they try to figure out where the in would be to save this round, but it's all out the door. Lev's able to capitalize, 3 for blows, and that's going to be a 13th for Leviathan as they take down Envy.
Double 13-4 in the series. And I gotta say that last round, they just lost all their timing. I respect the Rolling Thunder back towards that.